video on a Croque Monsieur, or basically a fried bacon and cheese and white sauce sandwich. It's not supposed to be bacon, it's supposed to be ham, but I haven't got any ham, so it's the last bit of bacon that I've got in the house. So pretty straightforward. I fried the bacon until crisp. You don't have to, but it just adds that little bit of extra oomph to it. And I've chopped it up small, so when you're eating sandwiches, there's nothing worse than biting into a sandwich and you're not chopping through the bacon properly with your teeth and it pulling it out. So I've chopped the bacon pretty small. We're going to make 3 sandwiches. So pretty straightforward. It's cheap cheese. It's not particularly good for eating, but it's all right for cooking, in my opinion. Is cheap cheese. So homemade sourdough bread. So it's just a simple case of making the sandwich. So it's probably about, I'll do the proper measurements, but it wants to be, is that going to be right? Yes, that's right. Just one. So it wants to be about 50 grams of white sauce. I made extra white sauce on purpose the day when I was making it, and then we want a third of the bacon. There's 100 grams of bacon, which I've cooked until crisp. So it must be about that much. I think we want some more. We might want more bechamel than that. No, probably not. And then we've got 50 grams of cheese, like that. Yeah, so it's about 50 grams of grated cheese. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make the sandwich like that. Press that together. We're going to fry the sandwich in. I've got some lard. I haven't got any butter in the house, but I've got some lard from something else, and we've also got the pan juices there, so it's going to fry the sandwich pretty nice. Get the sandwich crisp on the outside, and then we're going to just finish it off in the oven, which will mean the frying's not enough to cook it and warm it all the way through. So we're just going to put it through the oven for 10 minutes just to kind of do that. So I'll pause, I'll make the other sandwiches, and then we'll come back when we're frying in the frying pan. Also, made a bit of a mess of the frying pan. There's kind of like all these crispy bits, which will be extra nice on the, they'll stick to the bread on the outside of the sandwich, and they'll be extra nice. Right, so sandwiches are frying away on the first side. They'll be just about ready to turn over. So what I have done is I put a little bit of the fat in the frying pan to start off with. What will have happened was that fat will have soaked into the bread. So I don't want to put any more fat in, so what I did do is I've just spread a little bit of fat on top of the bread there, so we know that there's going to be lubrication for the sandwiches when we turn them over without having to add more to the pan. So just turn over like that, and then we're just wanting to do the exact same thing on the bottom of the bread, so it's nice and crispy and toasted. These are not for the people who are counting calories, and certainly not the healthiest thing in the world, but I fancied something extremely dirty for my dinner, and this is it. And I had some leftover white sauce, and I had some cheap cheese, and I've got some nice bread in the cupboard, so, and I've got the last of the bacon, so this is what's going to be for tea. Normally it's a grilled sandwich, but I think frying it just makes it just that little bit more indulgent. So hopefully we'll crisp up the bottom of the bread, and I'll transfer to a tray that I'm going to put in the oven. I've just put, I don't want to make a mess of the tray, so I've just put a bit of baking parchment in the pan, so it'll come out quite easily, and then it'll be crispy on the outside, but the inside is still going to be cold. So we're going to put it in the oven for 10 minutes on 200, 180, 200, something like that, just to get it warm all the way through. The problem is, by the time, we could do it in the frying pan all the way through, but the bread would be extremely crispy by the time the centre got hot. So although the crispy, that would be, well, it'd just be too crunchy. So if you put it in the oven, it's not going to be too crunchy. The bread's not going to be too crunchy. It's still quite nice and soft to eat, but crispy on the outside-ish type of thing, and still nice and melting on the inside. So I think we're almost getting there. Nearly there. So there was some bacon goodness on the bottom of the pan, so that you can just see that the bread's picked that up, so that'll make it even nicer. So I won't, yeah, so I'll stop the video now because you don't need to see the bottom of the bread. I'm not going to turn it back over. I'm going to transfer these straight into the tray like that. I'm not going to turn them back over. So we'll pause there, and when they're ready, I'll put them in the oven, 10 minutes, and then we'll cut into one when they're ready, and you can see how ridiculous and juicy they are. But as you can see there, it's the white sauce is wanting to leach out and mixed with the cheese. These are going to be absolutely delicious. But they might be ready. Yep, that's ready enough. Oops. So, that there. That there. That there. Pan off. 10 minutes in the oven. And we'll be back. Right, so. Sandwiches are ready. Turn the oven off. So, as you can you'll be able to see in a second, but all looking melty and gooey like that, nice and crispy, all hot all the way through. So nice sharp knife just to make it a little bit more bites. Oh, this is gonna actually maybe not. I think they're gonna explode, but you can see how gooey and soft they are. My knife's not going to be sharp enough to cut through that, but anyway, that is a quick video for a change on a Croque Monsieur ish type of thing. But fill it with anything you want. As long as there's white sauce and cheese in there, fill it with anything else that you want.